Greetings everyone, I'm John Daryl Zarzuela and I'll be explaining the architectural blueprint of our system, which is the UML class diagram. So the core logic, the relationships, the power of the system lies in the classes communicate. We have moved beyond simple lists to a structured hierarchy that mirrors the real-world clinic. So first, the composition, the solid black diamond here. This is the strongest link in our system, connecting the transaction to the service entry. In medical software, a service like an extraction cannot exist without a visit record. So by using composition, our system ensures that if transaction is deleted, all its associated server entries are wiped clean, preventing ghost data and billing errors. Second, aggregation. White diamonds. We use aggregation to connect service entry to the dentist and service classes. This allows for collaborate care because the entry only reference the dentist and service, the actual doctor's profile and the price list remain independent. If a price changes today, it doesn't break the history of transactions from last year. Third, multiplicity and scaling. The numbers of on our lines define the clinic's rules. The dentist to service entry, 1 to 2 to single to 1 to many. This is critical update. Our system allows for up to 2 dentists, a lead and assistant to be assigned to a single or many service entity. This reflects the reality of complex procedures like surgery where teamwork is required. Client to transaction, 1 to many. This establishes the while transaction is unique to one client, a client can return for many visits over their lifetime. This is the foundation of our patient history tracking. Transaction to service entry. 1 to 1 many. A transaction is only valid if it contains at least 1 to many service entry. This prevents the system from generating empty invoices. To meet the professional Java standards, all core data, ID, name, contact, is stored as attributes within the client and dentist boxes. Our client constructor specifically handles the year format or reset the logic, ensuring that the first patient of every year starts at 0001, satisfying the primary project requirement for organized yearly record keeping. Thank you.
Greetings, I am Marie-Claire Alotancia, and as part of our presentation for our midterm project, I will be discussing a Java class called Client. So this client class used to store and manage client information. This class has four attributes. First is the string ID, which is a unique identifier for each client, string name, string address, and string contact. Followed by it is a constructor that accepts five parameters. So what is a constructor? Constructor is used to initialize an object every time it is created. So what are those five parameters that our client class accepts? First, the year, the count, the name, address, and contact. So this year is used to create client ID as well as the count. So how does the creation of ID happens? Let's look at this line of code. This code at the end, this means that the count is formatted into 4 digits. So let's give an example. First, our year right now, followed by a dash. Then, for example, the count starts at 1, so it will be 0001. And that's all for the client class.
Good day everyone. So today I'll be presenting the dentist class. So this class is responsible for representing each dentist in the system, storing their information, their commission rate, and most importantly, the service they are authorized to perform. So first, let's start with the fields. So the dentist class has 6 fields. So first we have ID, name, address, and contact. These are all type string. So they hold the basic profile information of the dentist. So next is the commission rate, which is double. So this represents the percentage that dentist earns per service. So for example, the value of 0.10 means a 10% commission of rate. And finally, we have offered service, which is a list of strings. So this is the list of string names that a dentist is authorized to perform. It's declared as a list using the array list implementation, which means it's dynamic. We can add service to it at any time. So now let's look at the constructor. So the constructor accepts 5 parameters, which is count, name, address, contact, and rate. So the first thing it does is generates the dentist ID using string format. So this does take the integer count and format it as 4-digit string with leading zeros. So the rest of the fields are assigned straightforwardly using this keyword to refer the current object attributes. So the next is the add authorized service, which is the only method in this class. So this method takes string parameter, the name of the service, and simply adds it to the offer service list. For example, in our main class, after creating Dr. Cruz, we call the add authorized service filling, add authorized service cleaning. So this design is intentional. Not every dentist can perform every service. Dr. Cruz is limited to filling and cleaning, while Dr. Rivera handles whitening and extraction. So by controlling this, we enforce some kind of restriction on each dentist. So lastly, how does the dentist class connects to the other class? So in transaction class, when a service is being added, it checks whether the selected dentist is allowed to perform it like this. So if the offered service contains S name, so it compares the service name against the dentist offer services list. So if it's not there, the system prints an error and block the entry. So this is where the add authorized services methods become critical, because whenever was added to this list is exactly what gets validated.
Now, let me walk you through the service class. Think of it as a menu item in a restaurant. When you go to a restaurant, the menu just tells you the name of the dish and how much it costs. It doesn't cook the food, it doesn't take your order. It simply exists as a reference. So that's exactly what the service class does here. It holds just two things. The first one is the service name and the price. So for example, we have fillings at 1,000 pesos here, cleaning 600 pesos, whitening 500 pesos, and extraction is 700 pesos. Each one is a service object created using this class. Then the constructor takes in those two values, the name and the price, and stored them so that the other classes can access them later. Then classes like transaction and service entry don't redefine what a service is. They just refer to this service object. So that's what's make it reusable and clean. So in short, the service class is simply by design. It's a template that describes what a dental service is and what it costs, and nothing more and nothing less. So thank you for listening.
John Bisuela, the presenter for the service and the class. So here in the class, we have a reference for the dentist and the service class. with a parameter or the constructor that accept the parameter dentist D and this parameter service S that set this dot dentist is equal to D and this dot service is equal to S. So when we go to the transaction class, we will find the method for adding services with the parameter D and parameter service S. So if this dentist offers services that contains that specific services that this dentist offer, then entries that add new service entry. If not, then it will add or say it will print the error that this doctor does not authorize or offer these services. So when we go to the service entry again, that accept our constructor D and S, the dentist and the service have now a data for that transaction. When we go to the transaction method that generate the invoice, the double the total is assigned for 04 now, and it will print the client's name, the ID, the address, and the contact number. Here we did a advanced for loop with E and entries as a list. So service entry is an array list. We did this because what if the client want a multiple services at once? So for the demo, if we run the code, it will look like this. So we enter a year 2026, client name Maria, address Marinig, number E9, enter a service 1, say 1, enter the service and say 1 again for Dr. Cruz, and another service, say whitening and Dr. Cruz. So we have the error that Dr. Cruz does not authorize the whitening. What about whitening again? But this time it's Dr. Rivera, and finish to 0. There you go, Dr. Juan Cruz and Dr. Rivera. So in here, if we enter the client's name, Marinig, the address and the contact number, and the service provided, entry service, so DNS, when we go to the transaction, if that service, if that doctor service contains the name, it will input or add a new service entry. If not, like this one, so Dr. Cruz is not authorized for servicing whitening, service whitening. Then it will print the list of the service and also the total. So that's all.
Greetings, my name is Jocelyn Castillo. I will discuss to you is the transaction class and the method of invoice generator with the relationship of composition with service entry. First is what the purpose of this method. The generate invoice method is responsible for creating and displaying a complete invoice for a client. It gathers all service performed during a session and to present them in the structured format. This includes the client details, the list of the services, and the total amount to pay. This method acts the final output of stage of the transaction, ensuring that all record services are summarized into one readable receipt. And so the computation of this method and the logic, how it works. Inside this method, a variable total is the initialized to store the sum of all service and costs. For a loop of this method is for service entries is used to go through each service entry for every service. The service name and the dentist name and the price are printed. After the processing all entries, the method prints the total amount due, ensuring accurate billing. This computation is important because it automates the calculation and reducing human error. Next is the relationship and design of importance. What it is needed. This method reference of composition relationship with the service entry, meaning invoice depends on the list of the service entries to exit and to function. Without these entries, an invoice would have no data to display. It is needed because why? It organizes multiple services into a single transaction. And it ensures all services for a client and session are properly recorded and billed. It provides a professional and consistent invoice format for dental clinic. That's all of my presentation. Thank you.
So, greetings everyone. My name is Johnny Sidor Granada. Today we'll talk about our main class. This is basically the brain of our entire Rivera Dental Clinic system. If you think in a hospital, this is the main class is the front desk. It is where everything starts, and it is what keeps the whole system running. At the very top, we set up a few more important things. We have a scanner here for the reading user input, a list called all transaction, and store all record for the day, and two variables here. Variables the last year and the client sequence, which we'll explain in just a second. Before we even talk to the user, the system already set up our service, and dentist we have 4 service. In our service, filling and their price, cleaning, whitening, and extraction. Next is we have 2 dentists, Dr. Cruz and Dr. Rivera. And each dentist is only authorized to perform certain service, which we'll cover more when we get to the dentist class. Next is the input and ID reset logic. Now here it is get interesting. Every time the system run, it asks for your current year. Here, current year. So why? Because our client ID are year-based, so if you enter a new year, the sequence reset back to 1, meaning the first clients of the year gets ID number 1. But if it is still the same year, it is just keep continuing up. Next, client registration. So here the client registration. Once the year is set, the system asks for the client's name, address, and contact number. It then creates a new client object and warp it inside a transaction object. The transaction is what holds all the service that client will receive during their visit. So next, then there's a loop where the user picks service, filling, cleaning, whitening, or extraction after choosing the service. They also pick which dentist will perform it. This keeps going until the user types 0 to finish. Pretty straightforward. So next. So once the client is done selecting service, the system automatically generates an invoice showing everything they availed, and the total cost. The transaction is when saved into our all transaction list, so we have a complete record of the day. Finally, the system asks, do you want to register another client? If yes, if the loop right back to the top. If no, it exists and print out how many transactions we processed in total. So, to sum it up, the main class handled three big things: the user interface, the client's ID logic, and the overall program flow. It that control that connects all the other classes together. Without it, the system doesn't run. That's why we call it the brain. Thank you.